Welcome to Popes and Pylons. Let's play some Darkest Dungeon 2. This is a first for the channel. Of course, you've probably seen Darkest Dungeon 2 around a lot, or at least the older Darkest Dungeon. I'm a huge fan of Darkest Dungeon. I've been playing, as you can see down there in the bottom right, a bit of Darkest Dungeon 2 already, but having a bit of a lull in my U4 streams, well, not streams, videos, I thought I'd fill that with a little Darkest Dungeon and hope you guys enjoy it as well. We're going to jump right in. I'm going to do a bit of tutorialization for those who don't know about Darkest Dungeon, but I'm not going to start like a whole new profile or anything. I don't even know how I would. I'd have to find out how to reset it, which is, I don't know, there are no save slots or anything yet. I have to say that this is very early access. It came out in early access, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, maybe. There's been one big patch as far as I know of so far, and knowing the Darkest Dungeon people, they will, Red Hook, I think they're called, they will do a lot of changes over the time of our of early access. Let's just hit continue journey here. I could hit begin new journey. I suppose I can for you. I'm going to say existing run, abandon it. It doesn't matter, because at the end of every run,
Do not despair.
you will see this is the end of my last run, which wasn't even started. At the end of every run, you will end up back here with a fresh run. This might not be quite the same way in release, but it is right now. It is much more roguelike than Darkest Dungeon 1. There's not really a base. They are very, very separate runs. They're not going to be like one episode runs. I can already promise you that. Unless I die, in which case they might be, because they're a bit long, but they're not like huge campaign style things either. There are 3 acts, I believe, plus a boss fight, final boss fight right now, available in the game. Now, one thing you'll immediately see, and it's so far the thing I hate most, or I dislike most about it, is this carriage. So, if you remember in Darkest Dungeon 1, we had a party of 4 going through a dungeon with a torch and collecting loot and stuff. That is gone. You have this carriage you're driving around with. Our 4 people, well, we're going to have 4 people soon, are going to be in that carriage, and the carriage has the torch, which we can't just buy torches to light up anymore, by the way. So you drive this carriage around the map, which we'll also see soon, and do stuff with it. But for now,
The house on the borderlands, half swallowed by the stain.
we get to choose one of 5 chapters here. Well, there's only one available in early access right now, so let's go with Denial.
The shackles of denial must be destroyed.
And I have no clue what these others are going to look like. They might be completely different. They might not have the carriage. They might be an extension or something. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, here we go. Actually, start of the game. We get to choose our party. I've unlocked, it seems, all the characters by now. I have not played with the leper or the occultist yet. So I'm kind of tempted to just try out both. We might die because I don't really know how they rule. I mean, I know them from Darkest Dungeon 1. All of these characters, except for the runaway, were in Darkest Dungeon 1. Pretty sure I didn't miss an expansion with the runaway. Pretty sure that's a new one. So I'm just going to run the leper here as a front rank damage dealing person. I don't know that I can see their skills. Oh, no, I can see their skills here. Good. So you can see there's a bunch of skills, and a bunch of them we haven't unlocked yet. Those are unlocked as meta progression. You can unlock them in a run, and then you keep them unlocked for the rest of time. So if we have a look at the Man-at-Arms here, for example, you can see that we've unlocked Bellow, because we've done one further step. And I think on the Plague Doctor we've done a bunch more. Which, you can always only take 5 skills to a fight. So this doesn't necessarily make you more powerful, but it does give you more choice, which is very nice. And obviously some of the very good skills are sometimes, well, or the very key skills to a class can be hidden behind these locks. Alright, so what does the leper do? As in Darkest Dungeon 1, a leper hits, and if you have not played Darkest Dungeon, you can see the leper can use chop from the first 2 spots. So I can't mouse over there, but it says chop, and below that there's 4 bubbles, and then another 4 bubbles. The beige, yellowish bubbles say This can be used from position 1 and 2 in the party, and the red bubbles say it can hit positions 1 and 2 of the enemy party. And different abilities can be used from different places and can hit different things. So that's just a hit with a high chance of blinding yourself, which makes the next attack 50% less likely to hit. This will do a tiny bit of damage, knock the target back a lot, and clear corpses, which you're going to see is going to be quite important. This will give you block and taunt, so people have to hit you, you resist a bunch of stuff, and at the next turn start you'll get another block. Okay, so this is a very tanky skill, but you can see as cooldown 3, he's going to use it only every 3 turns, or 4 turns? Not quite sure how that, I think it's 4 turns then. And it has only 2 uses in the fight, so we can't just keep standing in the front line and taunting. It's more of an emergency thing. Can heal himself and stress heal themselves as well, and can another ability to reduce stress on themselves, reduce blind, and reduce any combo that might be on them. So they're a frontliner that can hit, can take a few hits, and generally just very self-sufficient. It doesn't do much to interact with the party other than the taunting from time to time and clearing corpses. It's good, but I'm not quite sure how it replaces the men-at-arms here. Well, I don't know about good. We're gonna have to try how good it is. They are. And they really want to be in position 1. They're much worse in position 2. Most abilities cannot be used in position 2. And then 3 and 4 are right out. Alright, what about the Occultist? As in Darkest Dungeon 1, they have a Sacrificial Stab. Does a bit of damage, relatively high crit chance, and it does something when the target has combo on them. Unfortunately, in this screen I cannot open the glossary that tells me what these icons mean. The fist with the fire behind it. Not a clue. Can I? I can open it from here. Unchecked power. 33% chance per token of... And empowers certain skills. And you might get burned. I assume you burn yourself, but other skills get better when you have it, okay? Small backline nuke. A curse that weakens somebody for 2 attacks. A heal, as in Darkest Dungeon 1, that has a chance to heal nothing to 33% of their health. So a random range has a chance to bleed them and requires them to be less than 30% HP. That's a rough one. You have Demon's Pull, which pulls the target, clears corpses, and gives you a combo on the target. I'm already feeling that I don't want to bring the Leper and the Occultist in the same run here. At least not to start with. Because they both have a corpse clearing ability, which is good, but you really only need 1. Let's go ahead and go with the Leper, I feel. Position 1, then we're going to run a healer, the good old Plague Doctor, which I've played a bunch here. They have well, damage over time and healing abilities. Very good healing ability that I've really unlocked recently in Indiscriminate Science. It's actually going to be kind of cool with the Leper too. We'll see about that once we get to combat. Okay. I do want some ability to heal stress on the party. And they recently nerfed where is it? The Ounce of Prevention. Once upgraded, it reduced stress on all members of the party by 1. That doesn't quite work the same way anymore. Not sure I'm super into you as a stress healing person. We could run the Jester to do it. Yes, run the Jester. I'm gonna have a quick look at these quirks that they have as well, but I kind of want to get into playing too, so you guys can actually see the gameplay. And then who do we run in position 2? I need a hard reason not to take the Highwayman here. I mean, their stiff knees don't make them... It's not great that they have stiff knees, but which reduces their speed by 3. They're just so good, though. I might just go with the Highwayman anyway. Sure. Let's go mostly tried and true, but run the leper rather than the best medicine. Cool. What do we have here? You're sneaky, you have a bit more speed, and you may start combat stealth, which is okay. And you're modified by blood. If you're bleeding at the turn start, you might get stress. That's not great. There's a lot of bleeding going around. We saw you with your stiff knees. You're amateur armorsmith. You might get a very good block. 75% damage block at the start of the round. 5% chance. If there are corpses around, you might get stressed. Oh my. This party is full of stress, it feels like. And you're a sprawl tactician, so in the region named the Sprawl, the different regions, you will have potentially get dodge every round, and you will crit more. But you can't get enough of the hard stuff, meaning alcohol. I'm not quite sure what that's going to have an effect on. All right, let's just try running this. We'll just see whether that was a stupid idea. Now I'm gonna, before we get into our first combat, I'm quickly gonna do a bit of setup here. Because not necessarily everybody's running the skills that I want them to run. I don't think I really need Incision right now, nor Ounce of Prevention. I'm just gonna go with the Plague Grenade and the Indiscriminate Signs. Not sure how good the Science is gonna be. Maybe I don't need Science just yet. Yeah, when it's upgraded, it removes all positive and all negative tokens and heals for that. So you can use it to remove negative effects and get heals. At just removing positive things, it seems kind of weak. Let's not do that. Let's go like this, sure. And then you are, yeah, you're running the Inspiring Tune for stress heal. That's why I have you around. I think I'm interested in running Harvest and not Battle Ballad. Harvest attacks the middle 2 positions and does a bit of damage and bleeds them. Dismiss. Point blank shot really. Last run I played, I tried to work around a lot with Duelist Advance and point blank shot. It was kind of bad. But still, it seems better than tracking shots. So let's go with that. And then you only have those abilities unlocked, so that's fine. We start with very little light here. By the way, now you see why I really don't like this part. Because you're supposed to run into all the obstacles while you're playing. And that's just, what kind of gameplay is that? Why do I have to steer a carriage into obstacles in the road in this kind of game? That just seems weird. Okay, so this place just gives me a bunch of loot. I'm just gonna quickly check if there's anything we want to equip immediately. Yes, probably the Minor Gilded Mind. Gives 10% stress resistance, which I assume I just unlocked these stress resistance trinkets, but I assume it means that you have a 10% chance when you were about to get stressed to not do so. And I think I might just put it on the Jester, because they have the Fear of Cadavers, so maybe I have a chance to not get those. I could put the other trinket on, but it's so useless that I don't care. It's movement resist, so when enemies try to move you, you have a chance to not get moved. It's a waste of a trinket slot. Now, yes, it's technically better to put it on right now, but... Alright, this is also... The first part here is, quote-unquote, script is always the same. You get the cash, and then you get these dudes to help. There are a lot of these events where you can choose who gets to do something. In our case, they all do the same. But we'll see, you see the 3 ones I don't select, glowing golden. That means they're going to get positive relationship to the person that I select. I know that there's a huge difference. I'm just going to go with Plague Doctor Paracelsus here.
Scavenge what you can.
So relationship is new. It wasn't in Darkest Dungeon 1. And you can see it here. The Plague Doctor has 2 positive pips of relationship with all of these. folks, Baldwin, Dismiss, and Sarmenti. And we can flip through our folks to see all the relationships. If this hits 6 pips, positive pips, it turns into a positive relationship that has positive effects mostly. And if it goes negative 6 pips, then it will have negative effects. Having high stress, the bar you see down here below the health, will lead to generating more negative relationships. So you kind of want to manage the stress so people like each other, and then they get positive effects and make the run easier, more or less. We're soon going to get to the point where the game starts for real. We're not just running into leaves.
Are exhausted. Ahead, only trial and tribulation.
And I tried to shut up when Wayne June was talking.
You see, even your valley is not immune to the spreading stain.
Alright, this is the combat. If you've played Darkest Dungeon 1, this is going to look very familiar. There's a bit of a 3D look to it, but otherwise it's very 2D combat, of course. Our Leper in rank 1, our Plague Doctor in rank 4, the opposing Lost Soul in rank 1, and then out down to rank 3, the Widow. And we can already see it's our Leper's turn. Next is going to be the Plague Doctor, and we get to use all our abilities except for Inspiring Tune, because you can't remove stress from people who don't have at least 5 stress. This is something they changed in a recent patch. So we could go ahead and harvest and hit 2, which I'm tempted to do. Slice of Wood do slightly bit more damage, but not do it to 2 of them. Just gonna go ahead and harvest and start the bleed. The Widow over here resisted our bleed, 15% chance to resist. Kind of unfortunate. I don't think I need to prevent here or anything. I'm just gonna start nuking this person with a Noxious Blast, which would have applied the damage over time, which they resisted as well. Widow grabbed us, stunned us, which is very unfortunate. And now it's our Leper's turn, who I still have to remember what they do. Huge hit, but next time you might be blinded. Push people, taunt, so everybody hits you. I'm just gonna take the huge hit. 13. Just gonna take the kill on this one. And we did get the blind, so we have a 50% chance to miss our next attack. And we got a bit of stress from being bitten by that Lost Soul. You see, we have 10 pips of stress here. If that hits 10, they get a breakdown, lose most of their life HP, and they will get much worse relationships to the rest of the party. I'm gonna want to slice off that Widow. Not sure what we're slicing off, but she is bleeding. She has 6 HP, she's bleeding for 3, so we could just let her be and she'd be dead in 2 turns. I'd rather have her be dead in 1 though. So I think I'll hit her with a Plague Grenade here. If she resists the Blight, which she didn't, she would have been alive for another round. I'm okay with these collecting a bit of stress on our Leper, because he has abilities to remove it. I don't know if those are limited to having it. No, you can just use Solemnity and heal 2 stress. Most of the... can you use it from space too? You can, okay. Actually, I'm just gonna stay here. Most of the stress heal abilities have been nerfed, insofar as that they only work when you have a high amount of stress. So they stop you from spending turns just sitting around and removing stress when you have essentially no threatening enemies left anymore. This was a big thing in Darkest Dungeon 1. They're really trying to fight against that here. Okay, we won. We got a mastery point, which is something we can use to upgrade the skill very soon. And we got a tiny bit of cash money, which we can carry on our stagecoach.
Push on to the inn.
Our light is still low, so our enemies still have an advantage. But I think we're going to get a bunch of light once we hit the inn, which is going to be the next thing. We're still in the sort of tutorial area, which is always the same. Everything from here on out will be roguelike, more or less randomized. You'll see. You will see. The mountain in the back is where we're going to go. That's where the final boss is for
There
now.
are yet places such as this,
This is
where
an
little light still gathers.
This is an inn where we can do a bunch of things. You can see how we got some friendly... well, people became more friendly because the trip hasn't been so bad yet. And we got 2 pips of loathing up here. Once we get more, they're going to make combat well, worse, harder. And they're going to increase the speed at which we lose light. And there are ways to reduce loathing. You get extra loathing at every inn you go to. Alright, down here you see the things we can do while we're at the inn. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the last one and decide where we're going to go next.
Is there no sanctuary from this madness?
We have two places we can go to. We can go to the Tangle, which is full of undead, really. And we can go to the Sprawl, which is full of fiery stuff and demons and cultists. These both have modifiers, actually both positive modifiers, which is rare. 100% chance that we find or see on the map, and you'll see the map in a moment, academic caches, and there will be just more of those. That's the box we opened earlier. And this one does the same, but for hospitals, which I'm not super interested right now. If we go to the Tangle, we get 2 mastery points, assuming we do the mission. I'll talk about the mission in a minute. Here our reward would be a trinket for the highwayman, which we have with us, that gives them 8% crit, which is not bad at all. So that might be interesting to do. Obviously 2 mastery points are also nice. Here, if we want to get the reward, we have to fight no more than 1 resistance encounter. And here we have to do it without any upgrades mounted to the stagecoach. Okay. I think I'm going to go the healing ways, even though I'm not super interested in the hospital yet. Because I like having the trinket, and running the no stagecoach upgrade is fine here. So we got a upgrade we could install, which gives us scout chance. And you'll see what that means in a moment. Our coach has room for 4 upgrades, which we can swap out whenever we're at an inn. But we're just gonna not install this now because we have that quest. Alright, and then we can upgrade 1 ability. Because we got that 1 mastery point. And I haven't looked at what the lepers upgrades do, so let's have a quick look. More self-stress removal, and will also give you debuff resistance. More self-stress removal and more healing on the Solemnity. Better block and more resistance from the Withstand. Bit more damage and combo application from Purge. And slightly less chance for blinding yourself with a chop. More damage. Upper damage range at least. And I don't know what it ignores. It ignores blind when the target is comboed, okay, but the the line above seems bugged. I don't know what that means. Okay, so might turn this person into quite the damaging machine if we have ways to apply combo first. It's interesting. But most things that apply combo are upgrades, and we only have the 1 upgrade point right now. So that's kind of weak. For you, I like the idea of immediately upgrading it indiscriminate signs. So we can remove negative tokens and use them to heal. That's pretty huge. Other upgrades are great too. Noxious Blast is a great upgrade. Plague Rend is a great upgrade. But even the heal might be interesting. You see the Ounce of Prevention here? It still does the same thing as it did before the nerf, but now you can only use it to reduce stress when the enemy stress is at 5 or everybody's stress at 5 or more. Otherwise they don't take the removal, so it's much less useful. Okay, I'm tempted by Indiscriminate Signs. Kind of tempted by the Inspiring Tune. I don't know if there's a lot of horror in the Sprawl. Because this, when upgraded, not only removes more stress, but also removes the horror. Chance to combo is not that interesting to me. These 2 will apply combo, which will be interesting later. I like upgrading Duelist Advance a lot, because we haven't talked about this ability yet, but it moves Dismiss forward, does some damage, turns on riposte, which means when he gets hit, he hits back. And if we upgrade it, we also get some dodge. He would still hit back if he dodges the ability, which is nice. I don't remember how many negative tokens there are early on. There might not be all that many. It does work nicely with the blind on the leper though. Because that's a negative token we can just remove and turn into healing. I'm gonna go with the stress heal on the Jester first. Not sure that's correct, but I kinda like it. Okay, we spent our mastery point. We're not gonna install anything at the Wainwright. We could buy something for 24 money. Kinda tempted to buy a healing salve or two. There are items here we can buy that do things until the next inn, which is also kind of interesting. I'm just gonna buy 2 healing salves here. And I'm gonna equip them on somebody that has no heal. Let's say we put them on Dismas. Every character can carry 1 combat item. You can use it once a round in combat when it's their turn, and it doesn't take their turn. So they can still do a normal action. Alright, otherwise, did we grab anything that is useful? Because we can use in items here. So the combat items we can only use in combat. Actually, the buff burn resist I'm just going to put on somebody. Because our next area is a burn area. Might as well use it. Here, these are in items. We can only use them while we're here. We don't need to eat because we're full HP. We don't need to stitching kit because we have full HP, but I can put dodge tokens on people. Or a chance to get dodge tokens. And I'll give it to... You already get dodge. I'm going to put it on... Oh, healer. Sure. Inventory space is going to be a problem, so using consumables is fine. Because you're going to have to throw them away otherwise. Don't think we're going to have to deal with stealth, so this is fine. Alright. We have provisioned, we have chosen where we want to go, we have mastery trained, let's go. Embark. Finally get to play a bit of the game here. And I'm not sure how long I'm going to make these episodes yet. I'm not going to stop at 30 minutes right now because we're just starting to do something real. But yeah, of course I can't.
Cities of man, ruined and aflame.
I can't make them all super long. It's just not something I can keep up. Okay, what you see on the left is the map. And we scouted the blinking thing. So question marks are places we don't know what there's in there because we didn't scout it. We auto-scouted these hospitals because we have the thing where we do that. There's a lot of hospitals. Gee. It did say more hospitals, but I didn't realize how many there would be. I really want to go here because that's meta progression. It unlocks hero abilities. So I certainly want to go to that right bell. I don't want to go to a million hospitals, especially since I don't have money. I also don't want to go to the Hoarder because that's a shop and I don't have money. So I think we're going to go straight ahead to the question mark first. And you can see here people have, or can have ideas where they want to go. Dismas wants to go to the question mark. Paracelsus wants to go to the shop. Now that I'm going to go to the question mark, you'll see Paracelsus gain a stress. There you go. And Dismas would have lost the stress if they had any. They also random events, just so Paracelsus get another stress. And random events like that increase or decrease relationships between the characters. You're gonna see me inaptly try. Come on. Just demonstrating purposes. Inaptly try to hit all those obstacles in the road. Oh, excellent! We hit a hero shrine. That's very nice.
Understand the path if we are ever to be free of it.
So we can choose one of our heroes to unlock another ability for. We don't get to choose the ability. Wondering who we have abilities on that I don't like. I mean, seeing what else the leper has to offer is kind of tempting. Let's just go with the first leper one.
Leper. Chapter 1. Shun them not.
So this might just be story, this might be a story combat.
Despite the protestations of his royal advisors, he would visit with the sick and dying, providing them what comfort he could.
Okay, so these are all scripted weird combats with weird abilities that tell the story. Some of them you can't win, you're supposed to lose. I don't know. So what's our goal here? We can stun others. I know why I would want to stun anybody here. I can reduce stress and go forward. I can send out of my way and go up front. I don't know what my goal here is. It's just foster the sick. I suppose I'm just gonna go and say out of my way. Go up front. Pitiful way. Okay, so they're gonna stress me. And I could already stress heal here with a Royal Stride, but I don't know why. I can't. No, I can embrace. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, frankly. Foster the sick, but none of this is fostering, right? Embrace? I can stun them? What's my goal here? Should I really? Oh, I can rebuke these guys. Okay. So I'm kind of saying, let me deal with this. So we're some kind of royal guy, and we're just saying we're gonna help. And they're gonna generate a bunch of stress, of course. At least now we have some use for our stress reduction. Right, we can say embrace. I'm gonna embrace you. Okay, that's something we wanted to do, I suppose. So let's go with out of my way again. Out of my way! So they're gonna stress us. I suppose our advisors or whatever they are back here are gonna do something negative. That's why we're stunning them. Uncouth occlusion. Okay, so you just moved me back and gave me stress. Which means I won't be able to embrace, I assume. I assume I can only embrace from the front row. And we're just being wailed at here. I assume the trick is to try and, wow, not get fully stressed. There's a chance that we can't do that. Right, there's a chance that this is scripted, so we fail. A lot of the other ones have been that way. So, okay, now I'm gonna embrace you, though. No, but we have to become a leper, right? We're not a leper yet, so I assume that we're winning this. If we win this, we get our skill, but story-wise, we're gonna get our thing. Our disease. From embracing these folks. One would think. Out of my way. Don't know if rebuking them first makes any sense. Let's just do that. Nah, it's probably just dumb. Maybe not. Out of my way. No, they're not going to do anything. Which means they can't move me back, which was what I was hoping here. And then you're gonna wail at me. And then hopefully it's my turn. It is. I can go embrace again. And all these story combats have in common that they're kinda slow and long so far. Not all that fun once you understand what you're doing. Which, you know. Suppose I rebuke you again. That worked well last time. Stun first. Let them do their thing. I'm sorry you have to see this one before you get to see Recombat, really. But most of the game is not like this. Oh, that was not the button I meant to press. Was it? I need to do out of my way. Whoops. Now we're probably going to be called back. Mistakes were made. It's going to be even longer then. He's going to do that. We saw that coming. It's going to be our turn. We go Royal Stride. And assuming we don't get pushed back again, which we do, unfortunately. I guess I rebuke these folks again. Just so maybe next time we can actually get our stuff done here. And not all of these story missions are combats. Most of them are just story being told so far as I've seen. Not that I know all of them. Let's embrace you. There we go. And there we get the disease.
The ailing and infirm were far less repulsive to him than the venomous whispers of his scoffing entourage.
Got a mastery point for it. We unlocked Break, which you can also use from the front line. It does okay damage, it ignores block, it removes block, and it also blinds me. Might be an interesting ability to run. Not sure how many things there are here that block. The block can be quite annoying. What do I not like particularly much? I don't know how much we need the corpse clearing just yet. We have a team that's decent at hitting different slots. Well, he can't. So once we have a bunch of corpses up front, but I think that'll be okay. I think I'm gonna try and run Break over the Purge for now. And we'll see how much we miss the corpse clearing. Paracelsus keeps getting stress events, which, while obviously negative, is kind of interesting insofar that it's all on one guy, which means they're more likely to relatively soon be on 5 stress, where we can actually hit the stress heal, which we can't before they're at 5. So we kind of do want your stress to be situated on one person, as long as it's not insanely high. Desperate Few again, so we're gonna have to make a decision here. We can spend Torch, which I probably don't want to do, for food and loot. Or spend more Torch for money. You can spend a little bit of money for a lot of flame, mixed loot, coach equipment, relic. Can spend more money for the same. So I'm gonna go with the Paracelsus choice. It's gonna make Dismiss and her like each other less. But we did get a positive relationship here already to the Jester. They're amorous now. Which is cool. Okay, what do we get? A bunch of combat items, which you suppose might as well equip some of. And we did get a burn resist item, which I guess I'll put on Dismiss for now. Not sure that that's particularly smart. I'm gonna put the move resist on our leper for now. Again, it's not gonna do much, but it doesn't hurt to do. And they really don't like being out of position. So, sure. And I might as well put some combat items on people who don't have any yet. You can, I don't know, get a... You're already running ablative powders, yeah. So you grab the Ica Bomb, you grab the Anti-Venom. There. Can always swap these out when we don't use them. Question mark or question mark? Good question. Really doesn't matter. I suppose the right question mark gives us a bit more options. And then we're going to end up at a hospital anyway. So I guess we go right and then we decide. No, right, I said. There you go. Steering this carriage is just terrible. I don't know who had the idea of putting this in the game. It's just why? It's not like there's any gameplay. And the reason you're running into these things, by the way, is because there's a low chance you get loot from it. Which really, ugh. Okay, here's our Question mark, a burning pile, which is combat, I believe. Well, the ability to go to combat, hopefully. No! All our people are like, no, let's run. This one is even run and turn off our flame, which seems stupid. Let's go with Baldwin, I suppose. Oh, we get a positive relationship here as well. Inseparable. That's quite the start. Even though we didn't get our fight, which we really wanted. Okay, question mark or assistance. Most of them want assistance. Guess I'll go for it. I like the idea of a question mark, but why get combat when you can have not combat, you know? Getting stress events. Baldwin just randomly buffed Paracelsus with their... what are you? Must be the... Tippler? Weird. I don't know. Or must have just been the relationship between the two that got that buff going. Alright, here's another one of these things. What do we get here? A mixed quirk, flame and food reward. Stress and more flame. Pretty bad. I'm going to grab this. It's going to hurt our relationship to Dismas. You got a disease?
It is ours now.
That's probably quite bad. Well, we gotta go to a hospital, I suppose. Fainting spells. 100% reduced stun resistance and 5% chance to just get stunned at the start of every round. Yeah, we won't get rid of that one. That's not fun. We can't easily do that at the hospital, it just needs money. Alright, finally a fight. Okay. You might know this ghoul back here from Dark Sun Moon. They still like throwing skulls at people. We don't have tons of things we can do here. Could go for the blinding gas. It's either that, or we start running the noxious blast for damage. Let's just run noxious blast. They had a 50% dodge chance, but we got lucky. Well, got the 50-50. And they didn't dodge. How is kind of bad. He's only gonna hit them once. I'm wondering about fading to black. Yeah, let's fade to black. That blinds the target. Gives them a 50% chance to miss. That sounds pretty good. And then you just give it a huge chop, don't you? Bam! 18? Oh, that paid off. I did an AoE stress attack and missed, thanks to our thing. With the leper, I don't love our duelist advance here. Maybe Dismas and the leper is not the greatest combination of them all. What do I want to do here? I think I do this anyway. Enough riposte up. I got a dodge trigger from the Sprawl Tactician. I suppose I blast you again. Which you might already know. You resisted. They hadn't resisted. Then they would have been dead, I think. Nah, not quite. Let's slice them. Might actually have been a mistake. If I had used the other ability, we would have moved back and the leper would have been in the front line again, which would have been nice. By the way, you saw a positive interaction before from the Amorous, I think it was, between the two, reducing stress on one of our people, just because they have good relationships. Okay, backline would be dead, but unlike Darkest Dungeon 1, some enemies in 2 have Death Door resist, which means once they get to 0 HP, they don't die, and then whenever they take damage again, they have a chance, according to their Death Door resist, to not die. So this guy has a 15% chance whenever they would die to not die. Which is not super high. I'm tempted to just accept that fact. I think I'll just have you go with the solemnity here again. Get rid of that stress on you. You're gonna hurt yourself about as much as you hurt me. And taking a bit of damage is fine. How much do I... the bleed will kill him, surely. 15%, how could it ever go bad? And then you can do... Chop to guaranteed kill that one. And then the backline, surely. We can even hit them ourselves. Now, before the patch, we could have now gone, if this had been upgraded, Arts of Prevention, just hit ounce to reduce stress on everybody by 1. Because we know we already won the fight. So to spend some time in the fight not fighting. And apparently they didn't like that. So they removed it. Alright. Quick look at that map. It's quite a long way to go. I don't want to go over now with this video, so I think I might go 1 or 2 more fights here, or events, and then we're gonna put a cut in here and resume tomorrow. Positive event between the two. Field hospital. Oh, that does a lot. We have almost no money, so we can do very little here. We did pick up that disease, which I'm quite tempted to get rid of. Where is it? There. It cost me 12 to get rid of the fainting spells. Now the question is, are there traits that are even worse? Because we can also pay to remove a trait here. These are pretty bad, but I think I'm gonna get rid of the disease.
We can suffer no
Because getting randomly stunned can just be very disappointing. And I could spend a bit of money to heal Dismas now. Not sure that's worth it. Money tends to be plentiful, but right now we have none. Nah, I think we're fine. Oops. Just leave. So that's why I really didn't want the hospital side. And maybe it was worse than I thought it was, and I just shouldn't have taken it. Didn't realize there would be this many hospitals. If you don't want another hospital, then we're going to write here for another assistance encounter, then either a cash or a question mark, and then something else. Yeah. Nobody wants to go to the assistance encounter, so there's going to be some stress all around. But nothing I can do about that. Well, I can, but I didn't want to. Keep trying to run through those burning book piles. Okay, this one's going to... Oh no, that's not a stress, it's a relationship thing. If they get one more stress... These are trivial fights right now, I don't know what's going on. If they get one more stress, then we can use our Inspiring Tune on them to get rid of some. If I blast you, you're probably dead, unless you resist, which you do. You're still very close to being dead, but close is not dead. I think I'll go ahead and guarantee the kill here. Just so we don't get hit by stuff as much. You know what? You can just be solemn again. What's even stress? And you do that. I guess I take the 50-50. We did miss, because we were blinded there. But that's alright. Fade you to black. Just if you attack, you have a chance not to hit. You do hit, but it's on the lever, that's fine. And we just grab the kill.
In this world, wealth is worthless.
Kind of interesting about the lever. In Darkest Dungeon 1, they just had a low chance to hit. Hit chance is not a thing anymore in this game, luckily. But they added that blind thing to sort of give you the same feeling. Dismiss went up to 5 stress. At 5 stress, you start getting more... I think at 4 stress, actually. Start getting more negative relationship things. So we do want to get rid of that stress. I guess I'd take mixed loot over food, because food is It's not useless, but it's not very good.
In crisis, no gains in
More ablative powders. Didn't we go to a burning region? I thought we did go to a burning region. We haven't had a single burning fight yet. Question mark, loot.
procrastination.
I think I'll check the question mark.
Is futility itself.
It will reduce the stress on dismiss, which is, I don't know, mixed. And it's good to get rid of it, but it removes our ability to get rid of more.
Their flesh melting like candle wax.
Doesn't sound particularly fun. Flesh melting like candle wax. Alright, a battle. Please let me go to fight. Please don't all say, let's leave. Gosh darn it! What kind of a coward party do I have here? I want to do a fight. These would give me the ability to reduce loathing whispers. And we're just failing. Okay. We have a lair coming up. Let's do this road fight, but then we're going to put a cut in here. And we're going to start with the lair next episode, because it's a bit of a longer thing. Alright, this backline person here with a block, once they get to the front line, they will explode for a lot of damage. So we want that to not happen. Surprise, I know. I don't necessarily want to... I think I pistol shot. That was only 1 damage because they have the good block tongues. I had 2 of the good block tongues, but we removed 1. So now they're 1 more hit and they're no longer blocked then. I think I'm gonna go with a plague grenade. It would hit the back 2. They're not 2 here, but it removed the block and started a bit of a blight. Damage over time here. So that's kind of good. Now they're gonna come forward. And I think I'm gonna harvest. It gives me bleed and remove the dodge, I think it was, on the backliner. It's nice. You're taking 5 damage of bleed already, so we only need to do another 3 and then you're down. I think I'm not going to do that with a leper. It seems like overkill. The leper can just do a huge chunk here. Well, I say huge. Okay, you clear out that guy. Good.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
They did not leave a corpse because of, well, their nature. They're a bit special. Most enemies, when they die, leave a corpse that's still in the way. This one did not. How much are you bleeding for? Let's make sure you're dead.
Conclusion.
There you go. We even got a stress reduction from them dying. And chop again. Close. They're gonna heal now, I think, with Ignite. Yeah. And gonna start potentially burning us. Didn't dodge. We had 50% chance to dodge there, but we didn't. Got burned, which is a damage over time, and dazed. I think we can kill you before it's the Lepler's turn. So all damage over times work just as in Darkest Dungeon 1, the way that at the beginning of your own turn. So when it's your turn, you take the damage. So as long as we kill this guy before the Leper has a turn, they don't take any burn damage. And that should work out fine with Dismiss up front and this person not having any death blow resistance. So they're gone. Nice.
In crisis, no gain is insignificant.
A trinket that gives 50% more, 15% more damage to ranged attacks. I think the only person we have that does actual ranged attacks is Dismas with a pistol shot. So I think everything else is... doesn't say here, I hate that. I'm pretty sure like the harvest and stuff, they're all melee attacks. These might be ranged. I'm gonna put it on Dismas. It's the only one I'm likely to use rearranged attacks on. Alright, but with that layer coming up, let's put a cut in here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy what you're seeing here, then please do let me know in the comment sections. Hit that like button if you did. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Thank you folks for watching, and see you folks next time.